guys, you're welcome back to my channel, and if it's your first time of being here, hello, you are welcome to my channel. My name is Tessie. So how are you all doing? I hope you all are doing well, because I am doing wonderful. So in this channel I talk about politics, metro news, entertainment, and all of that. And today I have another interesting news for you guys. I will just go ahead and read the news the way I'm seeing it here. But before I continue, if this is the first time you're watching my video, or you have been watching without subscribing, what are you waiting for? Kindly hit on that red subscribe button down below to subscribe, also on the notification button. In that way, anytime I upload a new video, they will notify you. And I pray that the same way you guys are supporting me here in this channel, God will definitely send people that will support you in whatever you are doing in life, in Jesus' name. Amen. So without wasting much of your time, let's go straight to this news. Okay guys, so the headline of this news says, future president, Nigerians react to Fashola'S impressive performance at the ministerial screening. Former Lagos State Governor Babatunde Raji Fashola has been hailed for his impressive performance at the Senate ministerial screening on Monday. Mr. Fashola was screened on the floor of the upper chamber as the screening for President Muhammad Buhari's second-term cabinet enters its fourth day. The immediate past minister for power, work and housing is thought to have responded brilliantly to all the questions thrown at him by the lawmakers. His performance promoted one Twitter user to call for him to be made Nigerian's president. Until we wake up and make Fashola our president in 2023, we would continue to be ruled by people whose brains are not active enough to manage the affair of 36 big states. I saw how wise and sound this man is since 2015 when he had fuel scarcity. I won't go into details, but the user with Twitter name Black Gold said. Also reacting, another user by the name of Daddy Dio reacted thus: 40 senators on the way to get educated by Babatunde Fashola's son. Not surprising, they spent the last 4 years fighting him bitterly and cutting infrastructure budget. Fashola was made minister in Buhari's first term following an impressive performance as Lagos State Governor between 2007 to 2015. So here they say, see more reaction to his ministerial screen performance below. So before we take any this comment from Twitter, I think I have to play this one. I have here is his answer to Senator Elisha, our able Senator Elisha Abo, the slapping senator. So I will just play it for you guys. You listen, then we take some comment from Twitter, then I will drop the remaining answer to you guys. So let's just quickly go through it.
As a very important person whose voice is respected at the Federal Executive Council, I want to know, sir, why in 2019 budget alone, the federal government budgeted over 107 billion naira for railways alone, and the Northeast was excluded, leaving only Maiduguri rail. Leaving out now economically viable place or towns like Mubi, which is actually the second biggest market in the whole of northern Nigeria after Kano State, and also the biggest cow market in the whole of West Africa, leaving it for only roads that are not so good. What is your plan, sir, of actually extending these railway lines to these places? Number two, Chair, please protect me, sir. Protect me, sir. Thank you. Secondly, sir, since 2013, after the Boko Haram attacks, my people went back home. Till date, the towns of Michka and Madagali is still cut off from national grid. They are still using candles in the two local governments in the 21st century. Our bridge also is still blown up, even though the contract was awarded in 2016. What is your plan, sir, to these places. Thank you.
Distinguished Senator Abo, I am not the minister that was responsible for rail. It was under the Ministry of Transportation. But I recall what my colleague used to tell us at the time, that the cost of the rail from the southeast and south-south through to Maiduguri, which was within his contemplation always, it was something he was very passionate about, was going to cost us multiples of billions of dollars. If I remember off the top of my head, we were looking, I think, about something like 12 or 21 billion dollars, and I don't want to be quoted on this, but there was a lot of money. And here we are, the money was supposed, the funding for the current one has come from the Chinese. We are looking to raise about $5 billion from the Chinese, from Mambila, and all that China has put during the FOCAC lending to the whole of Africa was just $60 billion for 53 countries. So, but it is a possibility, and I think the way to look at things is that something has started, and therefore if we do one, we will do two. If we do two, we will get to 4, and get to 8, and get to 16. Michika and Madagali, I think the point I want to make here is that they are examples, what you feel, what your community feels, are strong reasons, strong examples of why we must all come together instead of beating drums of war. Because when war happens, this is what you see. In my interactions with the Army Corps of Engineers, because our contractors were leaving the place, they said they couldn't work there. So what we did was to call in the Army Corps of Engineers to come and take over these roads. And we then found out that it was even some of our own military who blew up the infrastructure as a strategy for containing terror. So when war breaks out, people are not, those who fight wars are not concerned about healthcare, well-being. Unfortunately, it is men, it is women and children who are the first victims. And then our infrastructure is destroyed. So you cannot recognize cities like Homs in Syria and Baghdad in Iraq anymore. They've been leveled by war. And what happens thereafter is a rebuilding process. And I think that it is important that all of us must learn from what happened in 1966, what it led to, and what followed after, a national reconstruction project. And I think that's what we have started with the Northeast Development Project. And I hope the lessons of the pain will endure and take us towards the path of brotherhood and peaceful coexistence. Thank you.
Okay, guys, so that is it from Fashola to Senator Elisha Abu. And here we have some comment from Twitter. And this person here says, Fashola too was presidential material. And this other person here said, Fashola for president, I stand harder, man of absolute intelligence, golden boy of Lagos, no Fashola slander allow on my TL again. And and this other person here says, Babatunde Fashola will be the Nigerian president someday. Watching the ministerial screening, you can see Nigerian president smelling all over him. You saw it here first. And this other person here said, in a country with a Fashola, Buhari is the president. Hello, Nigeria. And this other person here says, I saw the screening of Babatunde Fashola on the floor of the Senate, and I dare say, if we miss the chance of making that man the president of this country one day, I pray we don't regret. That man is a president Nigeria must not miss. Tosin Omo Ibitokun, that is the name of this person here. And moving on, we have this other person here that also said, characteristic of a president, Fashola. And this other person here also said, I watched Fashola's screening and I was well pleased. This man is a true minister that knows his duty, confident and focused. This an example of what we want. And this other person here said, ministerial screening, Fashola proved himself worthy. He answered various questions confidently. Nigeria, hear you, sir. forward praisee. And this other person here said, Fashola almost remember all the road in Nigeria, power project across Nigeria, housing project, and why things were not done yet. Please explain, Technorat. And this other person here also said, Babatunde Raji Fashola is conclusively different. And this other person here said, Fashola is trending because of his awesome showing at the ministerial screening and peeps shouting Fashola for president. Same people that would say it is okay not to have a president debate. And this other person here said, Fashola is trending because of his awesome. Okay, I think this one is the same comment we read. So let's just move on. This one say, Fashola, great outing. And this one say, Fashola, he whom God has blessed, let no man cause a diamond in the dirt. And this other person say, if Miss Fashola screaming. If you miss, okay, the person mean to say if you miss Fashola screening, you miss it all. The super minister Babatunde Fashola screened, bowed and gone to the NL. Over 25 senators out of the over 50 who wanted to ask questions were allowed to greet Fashola, who was the immediate past minister of work, power and housing. And this other person here said, until we wake up and make Fashola our president in 2023, we would continue to be ruled by people whose brains are not active enough to manage the affair of 36 big states. I saw how wise and sound this man is since 2015 when we had fuel scarcity. I won't go into details, but okay, guys, so this is basically the news for you guys. Everybody is shouting Fashola for president, Fashola for president. I think I will leave it for you guys to judge. I'm going to be leaving the remaining audio of his screening, not all though, because it's about a 45 minute video, so I have tried to edit some of them, so I'm gonna be leaving about 9 minutes long for you guys to watch. And after watching, let me know if you really see the quality of a president in Mr. Fashola. And with that, I would just say thank you so much for watching. I really love every one of you that keep coming back to watch my video, and please don't forget to share this video, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.
Nigeria is not yet the rich nation that I know that it will be. It isn't yet. So there's a gap between our anticipated spending and what we really earn. In terms of procurement, yes, I agree, and we have discussed this severally. There are many issues with the procurement system. It seeks, I think, to achieve value for money. Whether it has done that efficiently is debatable, but it also excludes some of the most vulnerable people in our society, small and medium and very basic people who want to pay children's school fees, who want to pay medical bills, people who want to pay their house rent. They want to benefit from the procurement. People you represent, that we represent, and they can't benefit because the conditions for benefiting are too onerous. So they have to bring all sorts of documents which they never have. So the cost of getting those documents becomes something that makes them unable to benefit. So we started a national maintenance infrastructure maintenance program. This is a process by which we seek to engage a lot of artisans, plumbers, welders, carpenters, bricklayers, R&A, refrigeration, heating, ventilation, and cooling practitioners. But I am afraid that as the procurement law presently stands, it is only the big people who will make more money, or who will get the contracts and then engage these people. So I have made the recommendations to many of the distinguished senators, and I hope that we will see a rescoping of that law. The expectation that have been expressed here also for projects to be completed on time are not compatible. Our expectation of speed is not compatible with what we have enacted in our law, where we have to first do a procurement plan. When we finish that, it gets approved. then you advertise it for 6 weeks, then there are thousands of bids, then we get human rights, civil society to come and witness everything, then after that, then there are petitions and so on and so on. It is not compatible with the speed at which we want to move. So our law is holding us back, and the law is made for us. We are not made for the law. And I hope that distinguished senators will rise up to this challenge and look at this as a matter of expedition. Let me Mr. President, speak to regulation, because it is raised by distinguished Senator Omar. It's a very important point, and you will have heard me at some public fora speaking about the need to recruit some of the very best of our human capital into our public service. And I am developing a paper that I hope to share. But the answer simply is we need more professionalism within the regulatory bodies. Professionals must be able to hold themselves to the highest possible standards across board. And I think that if Nigeria's professional elite take up this responsibility, Nigeria will be a much better place. Distinguished Senator Okorocha, I think I have addressed the issues of funding while you stepped out, but the point to make again is to repeat what I said, that the budgets do not get full cash funding. Our budgets are deficit budgets, as you probably also will have experienced whilst in Imo, and therefore we need to find more money. My recommendation was to suggest we raise an infrastructure bond where all Nigerians can contribute their small token, and let's see how far that takes us. We also are utilizing PPPs, but again, something like the tax credit initiative, people have not understood it sufficiently, and maybe I should say a word about it here. It is an advance credit of the company's income tax to government, an advance credit of his income tax, and therefore, for a company to benefit, so if you want to do a 10 billion naira road with your income tax paid in advance, it means first that you must make profit of an amount that equivalents or have a record of up to 10 billion. How many of our companies even turn over 10 billion before we begin to tax them? So that is a problem with that. But it has shown some appetite by some of the big players, and the room for more scope clearly exists. The question about what is holding Mambila, that's a very important question. Mambila has been in the front burner. I think that this administration can take credit for having been the one that finally issues a binding contract. There was never a binding contract on Mambila. All of the contracts, one thing was wrong. It didn't pass through FEC. It was somebody, there were court cases. This was the first time an EPC, Engineering, Procurement and Construction contract, was issued. Now, having issued that contract, as I said, there is funding issue by the Chinese government, but there are also issues about now demarcating the precise area to coordinate, and we have employed surveyors to do that. FEC approved that memo, working with the Taraba state government to start that. We were awaiting their report when I left. That would then lead us to, after defining the territory, for example, if we wanted to build in this Senate, it may well be that the footprint of the project may not get to your seat. And so we have to enumerate all of the senators whose seats will be affected and who will be paid compensation and draw a boundary. And